All right, guys. So welcome back again. We're here with HyphyGold, Gag Cognac, myself, Pickflip. We're going to be talking episode 2 of games that we think are going to be going up in price. I mean, these are games that, in our opinion, you can still pick up now for relatively good price, and that will be just kind of slowly creeping up on there, or possibly just shooting up, just like some of the PlayStation 3 games have been doing lately. So, in our humble opinions, these are games that we think will be going up in price, and we think if you enjoy these types of genres and platforms, and depending Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, you should be probably looking out for them. I think I did it last time. How about with you, Mr. Get Cognac? What you got first, man? What are you gonna show us today?
All
Man,
right.
shoot. I got that rule of rose, man. That's gonna go
Whoa,
up. Nah, I'm
What
just playing.
the
that's gonna go
it,
up
al-
for sure,
it
man.
already went up like crazy. That's why I had to get it. But
It's shooting up, dude. I'm
How
glad.
did you get that?
huh?
When did you
Uh,
get that?
remember I told you I found somebody that sold it for like 515 or
500.
something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Took it. It's in hella good condition. So like 2 out of
That's
2
what's
right now. I'm good.
Oh, man.
okay.
Anyways, I guess I'm gonna talk about this one game. So you guys may or oh fuck, you guys may or may not heard of this game. Way of the Samurai. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Yep, it's a good one.
Okay. So I mean, I pretty much I'm only missing the third one. I'm just gonna show the second one because the second one is actually the rare copy. Like, there's not really a lot of copies out there, so it's decently priced. But Way of the Samurai 1, actually, there's a decent amount of copy of this game. It's freaking made by BAM, but it's actually made by Acquire if you look in the back.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So Acquire is the people that made Tenchu. And so I didn't know this, but I first picked up this game. This was probably like maybe one of the first 5 or 6 games I ever bought for the PS2. Because it's considered like a launch title game because, the discs are blue. So, blue discs, you already know those are early generation discs, and they tend to mess up really easy too. They're kind of flimsier. So, yeah, like, it was actually a bargain game. Like, I don't think it came out as a $50 game. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But if it did, it dropped down to like the $19.99 price, like super early, because no one really knew about it. And I grew up like loving freaking just ninjas and samurais and all that stuff. So one of the first games I got was the Kango Master of Bushido. So I had picked this game up, and then I noticed like, oh shit, man, this game is kind of like the music sounds like Tenchu, man. And I love Tenchu music, and y'all already know I love me some Tenchu. So I find out like it's the same composer. So it's like a lot of like similar stuff from Tenchu. And so basically the story goes like you're basically back in the feudal era. Well, actually like post feudal if you ask me. The Meiji era. You know about it from the Devil Summoner series and stuff like that. So basically you freaking going through the Meiji Restoration, which is a time when Japan was going more Western and trying to do away with swords and all that stuff. So samurais were starting to become like outcasts. Like a lot of the samurais went rogue. So unless you were gonna join like the military or whatever, you were gonna like be branded as like an outcast, a Ronin or whatever, stuff like that. So basically, you play as this like lone wanderer, which is like kind of like Roni Kenshin, where you're just walking around town and stuff like that, and then you seeing like all this corruption happen, like because back in the days like the Yakuza was kind of formed from the samurai era days, the Ronins and the Shinsengumi group and stuff like that. So you kind of like see everything going on, like people getting whooped on, and one of the first things you see is like some girls freaking restaurant getting like thrashed because they won't pay protection money and stuff like that. So there was a lot of crime going on, a lot of bribery, and you can like make decisions, which was cool. Like for a game that didn't feel like it was a really complicated game, because it's not, it gave you like choices where you can go like help the girl or not, or you just walk away. And then like whatever you choose will have its consequences, and it has like super, like a lot of different endings and stuff like that.
Nice.
I probably beat that game like freaking 20 times to try to see all the endings. And so, like I said, it's a simple game, simple mechanics. It's mainly samurai style and stuff like that, and sword play. At the same time, you can upgrade your weapons. You can pick up like all your enemies' weapons that they drop and stuff like that. And then you can also like use those weapons to break down and make into like better swords. So it's hella cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Huh?
You were just, I was gonna mention real quick, is that in the area where you have like, is there weapons like guns and stuff? Like you were saying, it's between westernized and
Well, it's not like exactly a samurai western, where you have guns or whatever.
samurai.
And but there are like characters that have guns that you have to fight. So you being a samurai, well, back in the days, like that was like a super honorable thing, was to, live by the sword, die by the sword. So people felt like, the guns were like, hell no, we're not freaking trading our sword for the gun. Screw that. We spent our whole lives training for this. Why? And a lot of them died because of that. Because they're you watch the Last Samurai. It's kind of like that.
Awesome.
So yeah, so you don't get to use a gun, but you do have to fight fools that have a gun, and they're annoying as shit.
Yeah.
So anyways, to get back to the rarity, this was like, I don't know, you can find this every once in a while on your game hunting and stuff like that, but you don't see it often. I've always seen this for a lower price at the stores, but slowly and carefully it has been jumping up to like the 20 mark, and then it became the 30 mark. So you can tell like this game is starting to finally go up in value, and I think it'll keep going as like Way of the Samurai 2, which is published by Capcom. And Capcom doesn't really make a lot of stuff that they don't sell much of. And then by the time like all the other stuff came out for PS2, like this kind of just like came out and nobody even knew about it, which is just as good as a game and all. And they're popular in Japan, but just out here like nobody really knew about it. So I think eventually as this game starts to climb up in value, Way of the Samurai 1 will start to go up as well. And then the Way of Samurai 3 for PS3 is going up there, plus the one on Xbox. So they're all going to start to go up because of their trilogies, Technically, there's a number 4 in Japan that's never released out here. And, hopefully they do one day. But it's one of those games where, like, most of the launch title games are going to, like, go up in value, because they're going to slowly fade away. And we also got like one other, like, let's use for example Xenosaga. Like Xenosaga 1 and 2 wasn't worth shit, right?
Yeah.
Because 3 is such a highly coveted item now, at least for real collectors, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of bringing up the value of 1 and 2 now. So I mean, I don't think Xenosaga 1 should be worth like $30-$40 now, but it is.
It used to be a $10 to $12 game.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, dude, forever. Now it's
cheap.
Yeah, and then like part 2 is going up in price, even though that was the crappiest one out of the 3. But as the sales started to get worse through that series, is why that game started to get more rare. But it's one of those trilogies that's kind of bringing up in price just because a lot of things follow by trends. So yeah, that's my first.
And that's riding the coattails of part 3 Xenosaga, and I totally agree, man. Yeah. Part 1, part 2 are going up in price, and I'm pretty sure at one point, and I'm hoping so at one point, Mr. Gat Cognac's gonna trade me for that sealed Xeno 3.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
That sealed Xeno 3 back there that he's got in particular, man. That's a beautiful game. Hopefully one day I'll get to have one of those as well. But
nah, that game has too much sentiment for me, man.
I get it, man. Maybe one day I'll pick it up at one point. I do have it just not sealed. It'd be nice. HyphyGold, man, what you got, bro? What's your first one?
All right, since Casey was talking about like well, that's not really a launch title, but it's just a title that makes me nostalgic is from back from PlayStation, like early PlayStation days would be like let's say for the PlayStation 1, and it went up on this game went up until I think it died out in on PlayStation 3. It's it's a card destruction game. It's
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
Nice.
So I chose Twisted Metal because one, it's very, like I said, it's nostalgic to me, and it's too bad that like when was this, like 2012? This is the last game of the series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened, but it's do people like that battling and destruction of cars, like deathmatch but with cars? I mean, for me, I liked it when it was like, I think I liked Twisted Metal 1 and 2. 3 and 4 I fell off, and Twisted Metal Black, it was like the darker note to the series. And when Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3 came out, I thought it was pretty dope. Like the visuals and the graphics are nice. But the campaign, I don't know if you guys played it. Have you played Twisted Metal for PlayStation 3?
Not like Twisted Metal is one of my favorite games, like Twisted Metal 2 especially.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like I didn't really play my PS3 at the time, so I kind of skipped on it.
Yeah, so it's I think it's cool. Like the graphics are nice. I mean, like seeing all the vehicles, like seeing like Sweet Tooth and like Mr. Grimm, Dark Side, like the truck. It just brings you back, and like when you see it updated from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 3, it's hella dope. But the thing that I did not like about this game, I will speak positivity to this game, but like what I did not like was the cutscenes to this game, and the cutscenes were like live action, and it didn't really play well to like the storyline. But then they did something different on this when they went into the campaign mode, where you can play as the characters. You could only play basically 3 of the characters in campaign, so you would only get background information of the 3. Sorry about the fire truck. That's the city life, but that's one of the Twisted Metal cars. But what's it called? Where did I leave off? I forgot.
The cutscenes and
the cutscenes.
Something different.
And the 3 characters.
Yeah, so who you could play as Sweet Tooth, Mr. Grimm, and Dollface. Dollface, I think her name was Krista Sparks in there. But like you basically play the game in 3 chapters, and then you can like sometimes they intertwine, but their stories are interesting to say the least. But the soundtrack I did dig, like that like it's kind of like metal type rock with a little bit of hip hop mixed into it, so it goes with a destructive feeling. And you could still play the standard type deathmatch stuff, but the weakness in this game would be racing, which they added. I did not understand why they added racing to this game. Like that's not the point of Twisted Metal. It's supposed to just destroy shit. We didn't want, like, it's not the strongest point of this game. But the car combat was dope. Fucking like Sweet Tooth, I don't know if you know this, but he can turn into a robot. Like his vehicle can turn into a robot. And in this game you could also basically you can any character you choose, you can select any vehicle. So that's like a different thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be, for example, the ice cream truck. If you don't want to be, you could be on a motorcycle. And I thought that was pretty dope. There's a helicopter in this game, Talon.
Yeah,
but
I remember that.
it's cool. The story, I think it would have been more justified in an animated sense, because it just looked like a bad B movie, if you know what I'm saying. But the single player, it's cool. You'll probably finish it in about like 5 hours, and then I think the multiplayer campaign is the one the multiplayer mode is actually the best thing about this. And anytime you play Twisted Metal, it's just fucking all out destruction. And if you're into that type of shit, you would definitely like this. And the reason why I bring this up is because the last game of the series. Typically, many games of the last title of the series that don't look like they're gonna be revived. I mean, 2012 is a long time since another Twisted Metal title has come out, and the only other thing that's like come into fruition is people talking about like the TV series. Who's playing? I think Will Arnett. You know that guy? He's supposed to be Sweet Tooth, and so that's the only thing that Twisted Metal heads are gonna have to look out for. So because PS3 is kind of on the rise and people are trying to like pick out those solid titles, I think this would be a solid title to pick up. Currently, I think it's it's like a $20 game, but because like all the nonsense is going on, I mean, the store closing is not the same anymore, so it's back up or whatever. But still, if you want like have like a good title, this would be a good one to play, unless you're really nostalgic and you want to play like low end graphics on the PS1. You can play 1 and 2, which are the most solid ones.
Yeah.
3 and 4 you gotta forget, but yeah, I mean, Twisted Metal is, I don't know what more to say about it. It's just solid.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think Twisted Metal is one of those games that when it first came out, it was one of those like revolutionary type of card combat games. I remember for the PlayStation 1, you had like Destruction Derby, which was a pretty cool, game where cars kind of just smashed into each other and the parts of the cars were flying off. But I think Twisted Metal in that one for the PlayStation 3, people have mixed reviews on the cutscenes. Some people really like it. They think it's like some sort of like horror movie, and then you get to play some of the game aspect about it. Others, are like they don't really enjoy what's going on, because it does look like a B-rated movie horror flick, right? Some people are into that. But I myself, I have it. I actually started downloading it 2 days ago because I'm trying to back up all my PS3 games if they do close the store or whatever. And that's one of them that I do want to play. It's on my backlog, the Infinity backlog that we all have. But yeah, man, it is on the cheap right now, and that's something that it is a solid title. The whole adding the racing thing, maybe they were just trying to be like Mario Kart. I don't know.
I don't know. It's so odd, and then like when you're actually playing it, it's just not good. It's not good.
Damn.
I can tell you why. So me, I'm an encyclopedia. But when Twisted Metal first came out, if you don't know the history, like they didn't even know it was going to be a good game or not. They just fucked around.
Yeah.
So like it was a blast. It sold hella copies. And then part 2 came out, did even better. And that's my favorite one, World Tour, man. Like after that, I think it was Single Track that made those games.
Mm-hmm.
They I don't know what kind of argument or whatever happened, they left, and then 989 Studios took over, and they tried to do something different, and it just ultimately failed. So Single Track ended up making Road's Trip. If you've ever heard of that game for PS1, that's pretty much like a Twisted Metal clone. It plays the same. And so during that time, like everyone wanted to play one of those car battle royale type of game, so it was a big thing. And it was kind of like the next step towards, after Mario Kart and all that stuff. So I think they actually I don't know. Well, Mario Kart already had all the firepower and all that stuff, but this was like a more grittier and darker version.
Yeah.
And so after that, Vigilante 8 came out, and, Carmageddon was one of the first ones, all that stuff. But after that, that was an era that people enjoyed those games. And then when PS2 came out, they had it, but it was already not that big anymore. So even though Twisted Metal Black was pretty decent, I enjoyed it. It was kind of gritty. By the time they wanted to make another Twisted Metal for PS3, everyone was on that Call of Duty shit.
Exactly.
Right.
It was a fairly receptive game, but it just didn't do well in sales and all that stuff. So because no one really wants to play that, and I guess it wasn't until what's the Rocket League or whatever came out, people are more into that now, but they're not making any more Twisted Metals. And me, I like the one that came out on PS2 that was the expansion expansion almost, or the complete version to the PSP Twisted Metal.
Extra twisted, the extra twisted.
Yeah. Because that was like the most. I'd like to say they had some guys come back from the old team or something that worked on it or something.
Was it like Eat Sleep Play?
Yeah, Eat Sleep Play, and then they ended up trying to make basically a remastered Twisted Metal 2. So that's still one of like really good versions of Twisted Metal, but I don't know if I even got Twisted Metal for PS3. But if I do, hey, let's jump on.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. I got my copy. I'm down. But try
Get it cheap.
Yeah, dude, and it's cheap, exactly. And I think it's one of those games that will shoot up. And it's weird because you're thinking about that. You're right. Like during that time frame, PlayStation 1, Twisted Metal and Carmageddon, and I'm very nostalgic for Vigilante 8. I love that game, man. I'm very nostalgic for it. I played it a lot as a kid, but that era did shift when PlayStation 2 came by, and I think even it wasn't David Jaffe, the guy behind Twisted Metal.
It was Jaffe, yeah.
Yeah, so he went into doing God of War, and when you go to the PlayStation 2 era, you see God of War, you see Prince of Persia, you see these action adventure games that really pop up on the PlayStation 2. So and then you jump into PS3. So PS2 was that action adventure era, I think, that really explored that 3D kind of type of world. And then PS3, you got into like the Xbox 360 with shooters, stuff like that. So and then it just took off from that, and then open world RPGs and stuff. So I mean, there are genres and eras, and you're right. I think the people, maybe Twisted Metal didn't sell too much because we were already at that point of the PlayStation 3 that, we're more about playing Call of Duty, Halo, Halo 3, Halo 4, whatever, during that time frame. People got out of it. So it might not have sold, but probably for us who enjoy Twisted Metal, because I enjoy it as well, we're going to come back later on and we're going to be like, man, I want to play a solid Twisted Metal game on the PS3, and people are going to be wanting to get this game. So yeah, I mean, and especially like we're just saying, Hyphy, your opinion is like, you don't enjoy the cutscenes too much, and other people do, and I think that Polaris of people like going back and forth where they enjoy the cutscenes or not is gonna really bring out this game and be like, you know what, hey man, like some people really enjoy it. It's gonna be like a cult following, in my opinion, at one point. So, because there's some people who really like it, that you can even do like how Sweet Tooth turns into like this transformer type of robot thing. So they kind of just try to go out there and try to cover their bases with this Twisted Metal. It's a little bit of an experiment, but I do want to give it a shot. I've played it just like very, very little bit of it, so I want to jump into it more. So Twisted Metal, man, you guys watch out for PS3. You can still find. I see it at pawn shops every now and then.
Yeah,
you find this game fairly good, fairly easy. So I'm gonna get that. And Gag, sorry, I did want to go back real quick, man, to the Way the Samurai, man. The Way the Samurai, I don't know where I'm gonna edit this and put it back this way. I totally forgot to mention, dude, the Way the Samurai, man, that looks like a pretty awesome game. I do have it, the first one and the third one, but I don't have the second part. So, man, I need to get it, dude, eventually. Hopefully I can get it with a trade or locally or whatnot, because it does look fun. And it's one of those games that you're right, like it's a trilogy game that eventually it's gonna blow up some more, and it's gonna follow the coattails of part 2, which I didn't know was made by Capcom. So that's pretty sick, man. I have the first and the third. I just need that second. I have the oddball numbers. I just need that even number to make it nice and smooth and balanced out, bro. To have that trilogy, those tres amigos on the wall, just like us, But yeah, dude, that's cool. With the Way the Samurai is one of the ones that I really want to enjoy and have as a trilogy.
Yeah, I do remember that game though. I remember it being like a bargain title, like I think you mentioned. And, like I feel like I saw that like at Costco at one point, like for like $14.99, like in one of those big clamshells.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, but because damn, I forgot what I was gonna say now. No, I remember. Like freaking EB Games or GameStop, Way the Samurai 2, man, I couldn't get it below $29.99. Like I paid up for that one, and that was a lot of money to me back in the days.
Yeah.
So like that's how I knew like second one was gonna be rare, because they wouldn't drop the price.
Yeah.
It's up there.
So what you got?
Yeah, let's see what you got, Hero. What you got?
Let's see, man. So I'm gonna go with.
Oh, you got like a selection just in case one of us say it, right?
Yeah, I had some down here. We got 10 minutes, man.
I know you can do it in 10.
All right, well, let's do it in 10.
You got this, bro.
Okay, so, all right, so the first game that I have here is a title that it's a game that you play on the go. I know we have conflicting ideas and opinions on the console that it's played on, but I think it's one of those consoles. Yeah, I think it's one of those consoles that, in my opinion, people really need to be picking up right now, the games for these consoles, because why? You can still find it at GameStop. Most of the cartridges are loose, but every now and then you'll find some GameStops that carry it with a box, and you can find them. You know, when I say you can find it at GameStop, you have games that you can trade into GameStop or consoles or whatnot to get some credit, right? Some people don't do the garage sales or whatnot, so you can go to GameStop, trade in your games, pick up some of these titles now that they're pretty much on the cheap. You can also go to eBay right now, and both, you know, the games that I'm going to mention, this first one, you can still find it for a relatively decent price online. But I'll tell you that about in a bit. But the first game that I'm going to mention is Fantasy Life for the 3DS.
Okay.
Fantasy Life is a title by, here we go, you guys can see there, Level 5.
Yeah.
I brought it up before saying Level 5 is a great company, in my opinion, for RPG-like games. It's a great company for fun, story-driven RPG type of games with cute characters and music and whatnot. And Level 5, if you guys haven't seen the first video, go back, see the video that we talk about games that are going to go up in price. But Level 5 said already publicly that they're not going to make any more games for North America. Because of that, I really believe some of these games like Fantasy Life, the other game that I mentioned last time was Snack World. These are games that you're not going to be able to get later on for a cheap price, really, in my opinion. Just because they're not making more games for North America. These are already published, put out there. They're not going to print anymore. They're probably not going to remake it anymore because of that. Maybe they'll change their mind, but Level 5 is just a great little company. So Fantasy Life is one of those games that, if you like the Harvest Moon, if you like the Room Factory, if you like the type of games that are kind of like, we talked about Sakuna last time, HyphyGold brought that one up with the Rice Goddess, which is pretty cool. I'm playing it right now. And the big one, Animal Crossing. Okay, so think of it like that in a portable 3DS fashion, but it's also quest driven if you want to. So yes, you can buy your own house, and yes, you can furnish it, but depending on the profession that you pick is the route that you go for the rest of the game. Now you can interchange between the professions. You'll start off in the beginning with a profession. There's 12 professions. I mean, you're talking about a craftsman, a warrior, a hunter, an archer, a cook, a fisherman, a mage. And depending on the profession that you pick in the beginning is how the rest of the story goes. Now, if you're a mage, you're not going to have the same quest as if you're a fisherman. If you're a fisherman, you level up by catching fish. You gain experience by catching fish. Stuff like that makes this game very, very charming, in my opinion. I mean, you have one of those games that where if you, how can I say this? Enjoy a relaxing game, right? You just want to come home, chill, and you want to go, go fishing, go pick up berries next to a tree or whatever. And you can play this game. And at the same time, if you want to do some quest and battle, you can do that too. It gives you that option of what you want to do. And it just has like tons and tons of hours, tens of hours of actual gameplay as to what you want to play. So, and you can switch. I mean, if you choose to be a craftsmanship, carpenter in the beginning, which, you have to go get wood, you can take it back to your town, and you take it to your shop, and then you have like a little mini game to like craft the wood, and you can make furniture out of it and put it inside the house that you buy, right? And this is on a 3DS. And it's a pretty expensive game for what it is, and honestly you can do a lot with it. There's a lot of professions on there, and it's a game that you can really dive into a ton of hours into if you like, or just pick up and play for a couple minutes and still have satisfaction behind it. And the cool thing is that you can still pick this up about maybe below $30 as the time of this recording. It has been going up. It was at one point like $20. I picked this up a long time ago, and I really enjoy the gameplay out of it. You know, it's got really charming character, like I said. It's got a lot of different type of gameplays. I'll probably be posting a little bit of gameplay in the footage from the recording, but you can check it out. And it's by level 5. I mean, in my opinion, level 5's once again a really good video game developer. They're solid behind the stuff that they do. So if you like Ni no Kuni type games, you know, just jump into this game, Fantasy Life. You can still pick it up on the cheap. As of now, in the 3DS and DS eras last time I mentioned the PlayStation 3, you know, Asura's Wrath. I'm mentioning this time 3DS, DS, jump on it now because you can still find it. You can still find a Pokemon Ultra Moon at Walmart for $30. In my opinion, sealed. That's worth it. You see how it goes now with Soul Silver and whatnot. You know, almost 200 plus for an open copy.
Oh man.
So you pick up Pokemon Ultra Moon right now, sealed for $35. You're investing. If you want to invest and keep it sealed, there you go. That's how you do it, and that's how you pick up these 3DS games.
How much is that?
This right now is running about $30 on eBay. So I mean, it's not bad. I mean, level 5, they're out. You know, and if you just kind of you can ride horses, you fight dragons. You know, you cook, you fish, you craft, and you go on quests. I mean, this really has a ton of stuff that you can do in this portable game, and it takes advantage of the dual screen on the bottom. You have a mini map, you have your bag and stuff, so you know you don't have to like open other categories while you're walking around. You can also have stuff on the bottom. So yeah, man, it's cool, man. It's got some good stuff. It really has some good stuff in it, and you know the dialogue is funny too. So you know, I really suggest picking up Fantasy Life. That's one of the games that I really believe is going to be going up in drop. Yeah, bro.
That's cool, man. Is the art style similar to Ni no Kuni?
Somewhat, it is. I mean, this, you know, Ni no Kuni was on the PS3. This is on the 3DS, so the processing power is, you know, not going to be as strong. But if you look at some of the opening cinematics, they're just like Ni no Kuni cinematics, like hand drawn. Looks like, you know, something out of Studio Ghibli. Honestly, yeah, right. You know, it's not Studio Ghibli, but it looks like that type of drawing and video production from it. And you know, when you're playing on the game, it's, you know, nice chibi characters, and it looks pretty cool, man. I really dig it. If you guys ever be able to find it, pick it up on the cheap, man, before it jumps out. It's cool. It's got a lot of gameplay hours too.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
I think you probably can find it at Best Buys, because I might have seen it at Best Buy one time, because like random Best Buys have different stuff, and sometimes just like sitting there and nobody even gets them, because people, like, I would like to say, like, I don't think a lot of collectors go to Best Buy to look at stuff.
Yeah,
Facts.
Right.
You can find a decent amount of stuff, like limited run games. A lot of them are stocked over there, you know. So it is good to check, you know, Best Buys, because that's where I got my like RPG Maker FES for like, I think I got it for like $13 or something, or $10.
Nice.
So,
Wow.
yeah, check it out, Best Buys.
Yeah,
I put it out there. I can't even find it anymore, probably, but.
Man, I can't even find nothing I can't find no 3DS games in the stores.
Yeah,
like, even that Pokemon Ultra Moon, you're saying, even at that price, yeah, it is a good price, but there's nothing. There's the only thing I can find is Nintendo Selects bullshit.
Oh yeah, they're $20 select right now. Yeah,
I don't want that.
Yeah, my local Walmart has like maybe 2 or 3 that I saw last week of Ultra Moon. I think I'm probably gonna buy one, just to have it. I'm sure it's gonna go up. I'm sure. I mean, it's Pokemon. You know, it's like buying an investment. You know, it's gonna go up. But yeah, guys, that's my first one, Fantasy Life, man. It's adjusted. Get Cognac. What you got, man? What's your second one?
All right, I was at a dilemma at this, man, because I wanted to initially talk about Nier, but the game rate shot up to like, you know, hella much now. It's like $100 already, and I ended up telling like HyphyGold, like, you should get a couple of these because Nier Replicant's coming out, and so it's gonna garner some attention. But after looking, I was like, nah, I'll just talk about it in my next video or something like that, because I'm gonna make a video. So I was in dilemma, and I was reading back on one of my comments. I can't believe like somebody's been like, people still watching my memorable OG Xbox game collection, right? That I put out in like December. And, you know, one of the first games I chose as the most memorable was Ninja Gaiden. And he says, "How come you didn't pick like Ninja Gaiden Black?" And so he was like, it's actually like, better version, and it's backwards compatible and this and that and that. And I was like, well, like it's supposed to be the harder game, and I never like really beat that one. And because, I only remember buying the original one. So I didn't really, muster up the courage to play Black. It's fucking hard. So over my 3-day weekend, I decided I'm gonna pop this shit in and I'm gonna play it. So the game I chose is Ninja Gaiden Black. And so I'm probably like one of the more knowledgeable people about Ninja Gaiden series. Having beat all of them and this and that. But I have never beat Black. So you guys know Ninja Gaiden came out in 2004. And then I think 2006 or something like that, Ninja Gaiden Black came out, which is the definitive. Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, definitive version of Ninja Gaiden. And they did make it harder. They have like, more challenging things and missions in there and stuff like that. But basically it fixes some of the camera angles and everything that, Ninja Gaiden suffered. It was the better version. So when they had announced to have made Xbox One X with the backwards compatibility, and they kind of like retrofitted, like several games, Ninja Gaiden Black was one of them, and they made the graphics, like 4K. So I was playing it looks like super good, man. Like,
dang,
see, amazing. And so it runs at 60 frames per second, and just basically the way the game should have been this whole time. Because when you look at the Dead or Alive series, the graphics to those freaking games, if you go back right now and pop it in, they look like freaking 360 games. They look good. They look super good. And that's what I liked about how Tomonobu Itagaki, the old creator of Dead or Alive series, he believed in pushing the Xbox, because he really liked the Xbox. He wanted to gain the attention of the Western crowd, right? So he wanted to put all the Dead or Alives and all that stuff on Microsoft platforms, and he believed in actually pushing everything to the limit. So when Ninja Gaiden came out, you're like, man, the game looks hella good. Like, how are they able to do all this? And then Ninja Gaiden 2 came out, they're like, damn, they're trying to push 60 frames and they're trying to do all that, but it did suffer because the Xbox couldn't handle it. But his vision was so like far ahead, it was kind of like Star Wars. They freaking decided to make the futuristic later versions later, so like new media could captivate. I don't know if he was really looking for that, but if you think about it, like now, that is the only way to play these titles, because it supports it so well. So anyways, I went ahead, I beat this in 2 days, so I guess I still got it in me. I'm cussing my ass off. I have arthritis right now, because I remember Ninja Gaiden 1 took me like 3 weeks to beat. And
that's wild.
So anyways, give you a little bit of information on why this game deserves to be in the spot it is because they are coming out with a Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, right? And it's a shit ass version because they're making it come out for like the PS3, Xbox, and all that stuff. But initially they had lost the code for the first Ninja Gaiden and all that, basically the ones for the Xbox. So they can never recreate the Xbox versions of the Ninja Gaidens that came out. So that's why they're releasing it with Sigma 1 and 2 and then Razor's Edge, which is inferior versions. Like the original creator, he like laughs at those versions because he's like, the fuck is this, because they lost the code, and there's like part 2 has no blood in it, and then part 1 is just like super watered down because they wanted to make it a lot easier for people to play. And like if you look at the Ninja Gaiden series, that game is impossible to beat on Nintendo. So the reason why the creator created like that was to stay true to the original. And so basically you will never find another copy of this out there unless say they somehow port this into a physical copy, but I doubt they will because it's already on backwards compatibility. So basically it's already going up in price. It was for the longest, it was for like $20. I think when I got an extra copy, I sold it for $30, And now I look online, it's like already going for like 40. Like some are reaching for 50. But I think it'll keep on going up, and by the time that Master Collection comes out and the news comes out about it, like this is the shit version, people are like, I want to play that Ninja Gaiden Black, the real way it's supposed to be played. So, you know, it's still easily accessible. Like you'll probably still find it when somebody sells off his collection for Xbox, which happens a lot, right? And this is going to be that gem, man. And I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the hell out of playing it in the last 2 days, even though I died so many times. But it brought back so many memories. And if anybody likes Dark Souls and all those games, this is Dark Souls 1.0. Like before anybody even had Dark Souls, like this is it. Like, Dark Souls ain't nothing compared to Ninja Gaiden, man. You know? And so like I hear like they want to make a Ninja Gaiden 4, but it just ain't gonna be the same without the original dude, man. And I heard the original dude's coming back to make a new game now. And if you guys didn't know, he made Devil's Third, which is a rare ass game, right? Yeah. Well, this time around, he wants to come back after like taking that time off because that game flopped, and he wants to do something right. So I don't know if he wants to come back for Ninja Gaiden or not, but he's gonna do something else, which I'm gonna be on the lookout for because that game's gonna be rare as fuck too.
Yeah, I swear.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. And here I am excited. Here I am thinking I was a champ for doing a little bit of Sigma. I was like, yes, I'm grinding through Sigma. Yeah, dude, because there are challenging games. And Ninja Gaiden, even going back to the NES era, I mean, Ninja Gaiden's always been a difficult game. It was the Demon Souls or the Dark Souls before it Demon Souls and Dark Souls. They were just up. And you have to be quick. You have to know your stuff and get around your enemies. So, and Ninja Gaiden, man, is an awesome game overall. I'll probably even play it tonight today now that we're talking about it. Maybe even on the Vita, you know? That's challenging.
Do it, man. You'll break that Vita.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like on the Vita, it's challenging, bro. But I mean, because it's so, you know, either way, man, Ninja Gaiden. And just to quick question, man. You know, I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to Xbox, and I enjoy Xbox, but I'm a newbie to it. I'm more PlayStation. If I get my Xbox, turn it on right now, download the update. I don't have live. Can I just insert black? Because I have black. I bought it not too long, a while ago. I insert it. It's backwards compatible with my Xbox.
I think they just announced that live is free now. So
no way.
Pop it in, it'll download.
All right, people in the comments are gonna probably give me crap about that because I didn't know. Yeah, more likely because
live is like silver.
Yeah, kind of. Like pretty much Microsoft was like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna go all out, and they're trying to make it like the most affordable. And rightfully so. They're like, you know, there's nothing out to play on Xbox, so they're just trying to like make it as efficient as possible right now.
I can pop in like Halo and play online right now?
You should, because I know Call of Duty and all that stuff you're able to. Cool. So I think most of the
Xbox and try black.
Yeah, cool. So you should try it out. But that's what I had read. Don't quote me 100% on it, but it should be good.
All right, man, that's cool. But so Ninja Gaiden Black, man, awesome pick, and I'm glad I have it on mine, and I'll be looking out for it again just in case I have another copy. You never know what happens to our business. HyphyGold, thanks Cognac for that mention, bro. HyphyGold, what you got, man?
Yo, props to you guys that play Ninja Gaiden. I've never beaten a title. It's just too tough for me.
I haven't beaten it.
I haven't beaten a single one, so I don't pick it up. But you know, I respect, you know, Tecmo Team Ninja, all them shits. Fuck. But yo, for me, I'm gonna go a few generations back in the console. So I chose a Sony PlayStation 1 title, and this is I would say it's like a fighter, and I am terrible at fighters, so I don't typically, you know, play those. But this one I play it because I'm a great button masher, bro. Like I could smash the fuck out these buttons. Yeah, like so, Bloody I got Roar? What's that?
Bloody Roar?
No, it's not Bloody Roar. I am a big fan of Bloody Roar.
Yeah.
But those titles are getting real expensive now. Fuck. But I do have I don't know if you guys heard of this title. It's called Evil Zone.
Yeah.
So it's not really a very popular title. I never see anybody talk about it really.
Yeah. Poor reviews, that's why.
What's that?
It actually got like pretty poor reviews because
it's got terrible reviews. Yeah. But you know, so that's what sometimes you got to take, some reviews with a grain of salt, you know what I'm saying? Because some people are very, very picky. One time this guy was reviewing one of these other games that I liked, but they dissed it because they didn't like the music. And I'm like, well, that's because you don't like rap music, bro. But for this one, it's a very, have you guys ever played it?
I've been meaning to pick it up. I've heard about it just recently. I didn't know about it at all, and just recently I found out about it. I've been meaning to pick it up. I haven't played it.
It's pretty cheap. I think you can still get it between 20 to 30 bucks, I believe, complete. And it says it's a game is made by Titus, but Titus is actually a Ukes. You know Ukes, they're responsible for
WWE stuff,
all the WWE shit that's popping out, and they make basically wrestling games, and this is like, I don't know, I wouldn't say this is a precursor to them, but like this is it's entertaining as much as like some of the WWE titles are actually like Here Comes the Pain. And I like this because you basically, there's only two button control layout. It's square and triangle, so you basically can attack and guard. Another thing I like about this, I don't know if there's actually anything when you can open the book like Trap Gunner where there you could see like, but no, there's nothing like that. But there's a lot of anime tropes that go through this. So you'll see like the typical schoolgirl, like the 100-year-old lolly girl. You'll see like a businessman, and like you'll get some mecha dude there called Danziver, and it's cheesy, I would say, but I don't know. I like the anime stuff that they put in this game. Like, let's say the cutscenes, the intro itself. Like, whenever you watch or play an anime and you see like a dope ass intro, you're like, oh man, this is about to be lit. well, some people don't like anime shit, but I'm a big fan. And the whole time it's basically making fun of the ideas of anime. And this was like, this is from 1999, so it's like 90s style anime. And when you look at like that, at the character designs in their anime form, it reminds you of like, I don't know if you heard of the anime Tenchi Muyo.
Oh yeah, I love that, man.
So I didn't know, so I had to do a little background research. It's actually from them.
They got Ryoko on the front cover.
Yeah, exactly. It did look like her, right?
Yeah, it's so that's your basically your arch nemesis for the game that you have to beat in the evil zone. It's like a competition, and so that's Ihadoko, and basically she's the main enemy that you have to like defeat. It's like your boss, and there's only like 10 characters in the game, but each of them are basically like I would say stereotypes or like anime tropes. So you'll find like I don't know, in every single anime or every single like Japanese game, you'll have like some weird physics going on. And this was one of the earlier titles that actually have those type of physics.
Wow. Like
like Tecmo Jiggle physics. More like there is a little bit of that. Like what's her name? Setsuma. She's the schoolgirl that you play. Like her dress moves a little bit too much. But then there's some characters with their hair, it kind of looks like spaghetti and it's like moving a lot. I don't know if you played a lot of Dead or Alive games and you're like, why is their hair moving so much? Yeah. It doesn't move like that in real life. So this could be like a precursor to that as well. All the physics the unnatural physics that we see. But this is I would say this is a fun fighter. Like it's easy to pick up. You could pick up the controls and like you'll learn how to play it after like maybe like 3 rounds. You just need to press triangle, square. I mean, you don't have to do anything. Like, and what's cool about it, what's different about it is like your life bars are actually vertical rather than horizontal on the top. And another interesting thing, I don't think people that realize this when you play this game, is the lower that your health is, the like more likely your attack damage is when you fight somebody else. So like you can purposely lower your health and then like destroy somebody once your health is hella low. So that's what's interesting about this too. And it's not so much as in memorizing combos in this game, because basically it's the same move set, but then everybody just animated differently. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you need to learn like triangle up, square down. Like, you know, you don't need to do that because everybody's like preset. Kind of like, you know, when you play the wrestling games with the Ukes games. So, you know, the grapple is the same. So every time you want to, you know, grab somebody, you have to actually hold the triangle button. There is slight combination, but not really, and it's real easy, and you'll have a great time if you're into like anime, if you're into fighting and ridiculousness, because there you can shoot projectiles, you can attack, but you can't really there's not really time. It's not really time based, so you can't really like time like a fall or anything like that. But overall it's a fun game. I mean, I don't know. There's not much more I could say about it except that. What can I say about this?
I'm down for it, man. I'm actually gonna pick it up. Like, you totally reminded me. It was on my backlog to buy, and I like, damn. I
mean, if you're in for like fast, over the top action anime, shonen, seinen type game and anime shit, this is for you. And another thing is like their English dub. It is dubbed in English. It's so stupid but hilarious. You know how all 90s dubs are.
Yeah, dude. That's exactly why I want to buy it. It's more of a game, like it seems to me like a project game, because it's not very intricate, but it has a lot of like fan based stuff, like the way that characters are developed and, you know, their design and stuff. But it's not very, very complicated, but it's fun is what I've been looking at and seeing.
Yeah,
like how you mentioned. So and it's you're right, man, it's fairly cheap. I mean, I think it's like 20 at max 40, but it's roughly around,
yeah, I would say.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick it up for sure.
Yeah, I don't think they would ever even remake a title like this anyways, because people are into like those other types of fighters. And so once people like dive into the gems of the PlayStation 1, this is gonna be one of them. I believe that. I mean, another thing I thought that was interesting in here is like you can actually, if anybody that's watching is a Metal Gear fan, you could actually hear in the narration, which is kind of like Dragon Ball Z style narration. It's like you can hear the Colonel.
No way.
He's narrating
Colonel's
this
everywhere, bro.
Yo, his voice, man. Like you can hear his ass in here, and like one of the robot characters, Dan Ziver, he's voiced by Duke Nukem.
Oh, sweet. That's cool, man.
It's just crazy what you find in this game. It's so dumb, but it's so fun.
Nice, man. Yeah, this can be a buy for sure, bro. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so all right, so the last game that we're gonna do about, so the last game that I'm gonna mention here is a game that was actually part of the Kickstarter. Do you guys remember Mighty 9? It's not Mighty 9, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, it's not Mighty 9. It flopped, right? So you have games like Mighty 9, you have games like Bloodstain that did better than Mighty 9, and you know, Bloodstain came out with a sequel and whatnot. So Bloodstain was pretty good. The creator Castlevania.
I know what it is. It's I'm just fucking with you.
And then, so, you know, you have games like that that are developed on Kickstarter, and there's some projects that you can, you know, really support, and they come out pretty good. And one of these projects that came out great and is on the cheap right now is A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a Switch game. I mean, this game right now is currently going, you can find it from 15 to 25 to 30 bucks. I mean, I've seen it as low as 15 being sold online. You can possibly find it at GameStop as well. I mean, this is by an indie developer. Their names is Gears for Breakfast. If you like Nintendo 64, GameCube, Super Mario, Sunshine, or Banjo-Kazooie, open level platformer games, or, you know, Mario Galaxy, this is a game that you need to pick up, man, because it does a lot of fan service to that type of era, but also implementing what they're made about, what they wanted to implement it. I mean, this girl, you know, the main you know, character, her name is like a girl in a hat. They don't give her a name, just call her girl in a hat. You know, you start off in your spaceship, you travel through time, the mafia, the mafia go to you and basically break through your spaceship. They open up the window and all your little time capsules fly out, which is the fuel for your flying machine to go back home. So you have to go to the world, go through the levels, and find this little time mechanism so you can go back. So you are basically, the way that it plays is like, it's like an open level type. It's not an open world, it's an open level type of game. And you come across a lot of platforming and a lot of little quests, but there's great music behind it. The character design is great. There's also voice acting for all the dialogue. There's also a lot of cool mechanics that are put into play depending on the hat that you wear, because there's different hats and you can get different hats and buy different type of designs for your hats. But depending on the hat that you get on these levels, well, like for example, one of them's like a rooster hat that makes you run fast, or the other one's like a ice cap that makes you turn into a block of ice, and that's used in a platforming because you can go on a certain platform that's made for that ice cap, and it springs you up. Like you land on it, it springs you out, and it takes you to another part of the level. That type of mechanics that are used for the different hats that you play is pretty cool. But not only that, it's just the level design is built great. You'll find a lot of like little hidden treasures, coins and whatnot. These coins are used to like upgrade your hats, and by upgrading, it's just really just changing the way that it looks and stuff. And it's just got a lot of good character design that was placed into it. I mean, really, like if you're nostalgic for, if you've already played Mario Odyssey, you want to jump on a game that is very cheap. And I didn't see very many prints of this at GameStop, because I did see it at GameStop. I saw maybe one or two. You're looking for a game like Banjo-Kazooie and you want to play it on your Switch. A Hat in Time is a game that I really suggest that you guys go and get it, because I'm pretty sure this Kickstarter game that you can play on, I believe on Steam, I'm pretty sure, on the Switch, it's not very printed in mass. It's not very mass produced. 10 years from now, you're still gonna find Pokemon Shield. 10 years, quite a bit, but 10 years from now, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see A Hat in Time, very often in the wild, because it's one of those games that it was limited in print, but it's just such great character in this game. And I really suggest you guys pick it up. You guys check it out. It's such man, I can't really speak too much of it, because it's just, I don't want to ruin a lot of things. Like, for example, when you're in the level select screen, there's an area, a different acts in the game, and in one act you're like at a movie production place, and these two directors are competing against each other, and depending the character that you choose on the menu screen is like different music that plays, that goes like with the character, that the director that you're trying to choose. It's just got a lot of like little things that add to the game, that you can tell that these guys had a lot of fun developing the game. And it's pretty fun, man, and it's super cheap right now. I mean, to me, relatively speaking, I think 15 to 20, 25 bucks, you can get it, and it's an awesome game that is gonna go up in price. Just trust me on this one. Get it now before it shoots up in a year or two, or a couple years from now, to a $40-50 game. So yeah, A Hat in Time is my last pick on this one for this video, but really solid title, man.
Cool.
That's a great price.
8-bit game.
It's a which one? No, not 8-bit. No. It's actually Mario's a Mario Sunshine type. I mean,
Okay.
3D characters, wall jumping, diving, all these types of a hook shot, it's pretty cool, man. Check out some gameplay, guys, tonight. In this video, I'll probably put some gameplay while I'm talking about the game, but it's pretty legit. It's pretty solid, and for a great price, man, honestly. So,
yeah. If I see it in passing, then I'll have to pick it up. But you know what's been like my dilemma lately?
What?
It's like GameStops, man. GameStops have like no inventory of nothing. And it's like, so you have to like pre-order to get like a sealed copy, or else they're gonna sell you a gutted one.
Yeah.
It's been like crap lately, man. So unless I know I'm gonna open to play it right away, it's like I don't want to buy a freaking gutted copy, man.
Exactly.
Hate those guts.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I mean, they throw away, they throw away the cases and the artwork, and it's not per se, maybe not the employee, but it's maybe from corporate or to save space or whatever. But yeah, getting the gut if you want it sealed, because I got mine sealed and I'm gonna keep that one sealed, but I do have a playable copy. So
Yeah, if y'all didn't know, this dude right here always buys like 3 copies of everything.
for certain games, I know it's kind of bad sometimes, but only for certain games. But it pays off sometimes. It really does. I use them for
Yeah, it do. Like when I worked at a game store, I knew hecka people that did that. Like they always buy 2 copies, man. And it was always my Asian brethren.
Yeah. Who knows? I'll check my blood type. You never know, bro.
You probably got it more than you think.
but I mean, Resident Evil 8's coming out as of this filming this Friday, and of course I have the collectors, and I'm gonna buy. It's one of those games I'm gonna invest and buy a standard copy of well, because I'm gonna keep the collector sealed. I mean,
Yeah, that'll go up. But
Yeah,
man,
that's definitely gonna go up.
I just don't want to
For
spend
sure.
that type of dough on that thing.
but
I
it breaks
can't
my
do
heart
it.
because even though I'm buying the collectors and I'm keeping it sealed, that's gonna go up. But guess what? The standard copy by 6 months from now is gonna go down to $40-$30, maybe even be on PS Plus free
Man,
next
you
year.
should just check offer up, because that's how I get all my new games. It's
Mhm.
like Returnal, right? I see it up on offer up for like $55 because somebody stole it from a warehouse or something. I don't know if you're in your areas like that or not, but there's some kind of like shady ass stuff going on out here. And most of the new games, like I can get it like below, like at least $10 below MSRP. So basically, I'm saving taxes and another $10 on top of that.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
true.
new
Man.
games I don't care about, which I know is gonna sell a million freaking copies, then I will freaking look for it, elsewhere for cheaper. That's just me.
Yeah.
But if it's like, I mean, I got the game in here because I took out the Ninja Gaiden, but I do got the It Takes Two up in here, right? So I don't mind paying like full price for those, which I do talk about in a later video, because Hazelight is a small ass company, so I'll pay like full price, especially if it's a $40 game, because you got to support the local artists, for the games that are good and you want them to stay alive. The other ones, I don't care. I'll find it for another price. That's me though.
I mean, I want to get that Takes Two. I've been meaning to buy it, but I've been trying to
Dude,
save
it's
RE8.
I want it.
Yeah,
I want
get
it.
it,
My
man.
brother just got it.
Dude,
Nice.
you could actually play with them without a copy.
Yeah.
So that's the cool shit about it. So they're not gouging people, which I'm like, damn,
That's cool.
kind of cool.
For $40, dude, that's versus 70 for a favorite for Returnal,
Oh
which is
my
fun.
God.
I mean, I did trade for Returnal some stuff, but Returnal's fun, but for $70, man, versus
Huh.
40.
So the game is good.
Yeah, the game's good, man. I'm enjoying it. It's
Cool.
cool, but I suck at roguelikes, honestly. So I'm dying and starting again all over. Oh my
The
god!
game looks like
damn.
looks like a shoot 'em up, but in
It is.
third person, running gunner type, like
It is.
Contra almost.
And it's got some like horror vibe to it, and I like horror creepy. And it's by Housemarque, and Housemarque came out with a whole bunch of shoot 'em up games on the Vita. I forget the name right now for that game, but it was like this Geometry Wars type of game for the Xbox. Geometry Wars,
Mega
but
fun.
they had it for the Vita where you go kind of in a circular motion, and it's a shoot 'em up and stuff. So I mean, they're a shoot 'em up company that decided to go with the third person action shoot 'em up style with a roguelike and creepy horror aspect to it. I'm having a blast with it.
I've been meaning to play that Vita Silent Hill Book of Memories.
Oh
because
yeah,
that's a shoot 'em up game, which is like, what the heck?
yeah, dude.
Shoot 'em up Silent Hill, but
Yeah, dude. It's like a Diablo-esque kind of shoot 'em up type. Like it's weird, man, but it's shot up in price, man. That game is
dude, last year I had like finally bought it for like $30, right? It's like $160 now.
yes.
Get the
Yes.
Silent Hills, man.
That's-
Oh man.
And that's where buying the doubles pays off, because I got one sealed and got one open. You know what I mean? Like,
Can't do the double shit no more, man. I got other stuff I need to take care of.
yeah, dude, I feel you, man. No, I got it when they were cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like games like we're talking about now, games that we know that are just we think are gonna go up in price, like Hat in Time, Black, or even the Evil Zone. That they're cheap now, And if you want to invest for trade later, sometimes I pick up doubles just to use for trade later. So
Yeah.
but, all right, guys, so there you have it. This was another video that we created for your viewing pleasure, and hopefully it's going to provide a little bit of information to you guys for some of the games, in our humble opinions, that probably will shoot up in price later on and that are pretty well priced at the moment. You know, I don't think we talked about anything that was more than 40-50 bucks. So you have a solid selection of titles that you can purchase that are good titles, fun gameplay, and that's gonna probably little by little go up in price. So there you guys have it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and you know, on to the next video where we're going to talk about some more other stuff, and keep an eye out for the the upcoming content that we're going to be creating. But we're collaborating with other YouTubers as well, so just to kind of let you guys know about that. And you know, it's always a pleasure to have Gat Cognac, HyphyGold, and you know, us, just the crew, kind of just talking and shooting game and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys watching, and take it easy, man.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
See you later.
Good.